Hi, welcome to the podcast. My name is Brandon.
And I'm Kawan. So today we'll be talking about a very interesting topic called drug addiction. And to talk about this topic, I shall introduce our guest. Right here. Used to be drug addict. Come, sit down. Yeah.
Thank you. On the dirty floor. All right.
Okay. So, good ones.
Alright, so for my first question, why do you think teenagers as young as 12 are getting involved with drugs?
Well, it's probably because, not probably, from what I researched and what I've experienced, it is from peer pressure and like for other people, it could be easy access and no parents to guide them, you know, because like it's important for kids to be educated, and like sometimes friends will like pressure them to do something even though they won't like it in the first place, and that's how they get addicted in the first place.
I see. I see. So, for my second question, what are the most common drugs being used by teenagers in Malaysia and why?
It's not really much reason in it, but from what I can tell, is because they are more easy to get than other drugs. They are like very accessible. They could be cheap also. So from what I studied, from 50 to 40, okay, the 5.5% of them actually use drugs, like such as cannabis, but the most, which is like 30, no, my bad, 3.5% is kratom. It's not really it's not exactly considered a drug, but you still can get the same effect. It's considered a concerning drug by the FDA. Right, next.
Thank you. Now on to the third question. Why do you think mental health struggles often lead to drug usage, especially in the USA?
Wow. A lot of people use it to cope and alleviate their problems, and like it's very hard because people who suffer from like mental health and stuff, they don't really like reach out that often. So the only way they think that they can save themselves is by drugs.
So, for our fourth question is that are there risks in using medication like opioids to treat drug addiction?
Yes, actually, I think two and more, but mainly people will be like more dependent on it when it comes to like curing their addiction. If without it, it's going to get even worse, and like they might even like be addicted to the medicine, like as a replacement to the drug, and like it can cause an overdose, like or bad effects at the very least.
I see.
Next question.
We're still continuing.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I recommend is for people, if you're struggling, like if you're tempted or have urges or even addicted already, I recommend you to just talk to someone you trust, like a family member or maybe a friend. It doesn't have to be a family member, but it can be. Maybe it doesn't have to be your parents too, You can talk to maybe an uncle, maybe a cousin, like or grandparents also, if you trust them and stuff like that. Alright, next question.
So, thank you for that answer. Now, on to our sixth question. How can social media influence drug use among teenagers?
It's a little bit similar to the first question, but still different. I say that probably social media, they'll like glorify effects of drugs and like make it seem not as bad as it really is in reality. And then maybe many social groups might, as I said, pressure someone to do it. Like maybe they want to join a specific group of people, so they do drugs. Or maybe a specific group of people, or like force or encourage them to do drugs. Yeah. Next question.
So, last and final question of this podcast. So, can you tell me what are some warning signs that a teenager might be addicted to drugs?
I'll say probably firstly behavioral traits, you know, like if a teenager like acts very weirdly or like very strangely, you know, just differently, or like how they should not normally act, or you know, out of ordinary for them, then there could be some problem, you know, but don't get into conclusions too quickly. Okay. Second one is could be academic performance like declining. You know, as I said, don't assume too quickly. It could be from other stuff, maybe like personal problems, but it is the signs that it could be drug addiction. And lastly, the physical side effects. I say like for unexplained weight loss, like a very sudden weight loss, like a lack of their hygiene, like how to say this? Lack of concern for their hygiene, and very like bloodshot eyes, you know, like eyes that are very red. Yeah, these are the signs. Thank you.
Alright, now we're done with this podcast. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Thanks.